Good morning, Senkis and Nevis, and welcome to another edition of The Edge here on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me in the program for today, Friday, May 3rd, 2024. Joining me in the studios today are three individuals who will be speaking about an upcoming organic farm being organized by the Gideon Force Organic Farm, and this is happening this coming Sunday, the 5th of May, 2024. So in studio today is Ras Sankofa, Anastasia, and Jalutan, and today we're going to have a discussion about all things related to the organic farm this coming Sunday. I want to begin with some opening comments from you, Ras Sankofa, and we'll take it down.
I give thanks. My name is Ras Sankofa Maccabee. I'm the president of the Gideon Force Organic Agricultural Cooperative, and we're here to basically give some information about the May 5th, the history of the May 5th, and also to speak about the upcoming organic market that we have in here, and to feature some of the vendors that will be at the organic market as well. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Anastasia?
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Anastasia Elliott. I am the co-founder of Sugartown Organics with our brands Yaffine, Florial and Marapa Skincare. And we will be there on Sunday at the Gideon Force Organic Market.
Awesome. And Jalutan?
Yeah, man, bless your love, you know. Give thanks for life, you know. Give thanks for all things that are said and done, you know. Yeah, and I am from the line of Joda, Herbal Remedies. We have natural products, internal products to fight against different ailments. And also I'm an organic farmer also. And I'm going to be there at the Gideon Force Organic Market, you know.
And all of this is happening on Sunday, May 5th. It says from 2 p.m. until 9 in the evening, correct?
Yes, basically.
All right. So I understand that the both of you, Anastasia and Jalutan, you guys will be represented at the upcoming event on Sunday. What can we expect from you, Anastasia? Ladies first.
All right. Well, Sugartown Organics is synonymous with organic products, right? We create a range of wellness and beauty products, products that you utilize every day. They're based on my family legacy recipes, and we use local agricultural produce, much of which we source from local farmers like Sankofa and sometimes Jaluta here. We try to create products that can replace a lot of the chemical-infused products that you use. So you can get full hair care ranges, full skincare ranges, full bath and body care ranges, and then we go down to the condiment side where you get the vegan salad dressings, which means they're dairy-free, egg-free. You have your pancake syrups, which are made using local fruits and flowers, so guava and sorrel. You can get vinegars. So you have elderberry vinegar, mango, and golden apple. You can get fruit wines, and of course these are sulfate-free, so you won't get the headache after you drink a whole bottle and you make it drunk. So just basically try to create healthy products that you can use that won't contribute to you getting sick.
Can you speak to pricing in terms of what people can expect when they come to purchase these items on Sunday?
Okay. Well, our prices are of course in EC dollars, and they're priced quite affordably. Jams are around 15 EC, salad dressings are around 25. And we've recently repackaged our salad dressing bottles. So those of you who have been missing them, they've been out of them for a while because we had to start getting bottles. They're back in some really new and fancy looking bottles. So I'm kind of excited to present those again. We also have our cheeses, like guava cheese, but we offer them in different flavors: salsa, jamon, mango, gooseberry, tamarind. We also have hot sauces. Of course, the flavors are back: mango passion, passion fruit, that kind of thing.
Awesome. What about your best seller, and in terms of what people have been looking forward to whenever you sell your items, and what exactly you'd want people to, let's say, look out for on Sunday?
Okay, so best sellers by range. So for our hair care, it's usually not the hair growth serum and the leave-in conditioner. Those two are really good sellers. We have a new serum, another hair serum as well for persons who have alopecia.
Okay.
So that is new in that line. Bath and body care is usually soap. Of course, soaps is a big seller. Body oils are getting up there. We do have a rose vanilla back in stock, and that's been out of stock for a while. That one is back. In our food line, it's usually the hot sauces.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jonathan, you will be there on Sunday as well, representing and selling your products.
Yeah, man.
What can we expect from you?
Well, what I expect is everything natural, everything IV. That's a whole bouquet I love, Yeah, what we have is natural herbal products that made right in the sink is from the natural herbs that we have here, grown in an organical way, from the hills, the roots and herb. The stuff like for different ailments, for somebody who have have problem going off, constipation. You know what I mean? We have a laxative that help with your bowel movements, and can help you free up a little better and get rid of mobbing matter from your walls. Actually, it's clean your colon, get rid of parasites and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff like for somebody who have poor circulation of blood, inflammation in the body, the joints have a golden touch. Will help with that. The radiation from all these things we have, the phones and all these things.
Yeah.
Help release that, and for some other blood pressure, help reduce your blood pressure, and have stuff like natural enhancement for male and female. Is that what it does? It build your blood.
Okay.
It's a cell life tonic, rejuvenate the cells.
Cool.
Help with iron flowing, and for somebody who have low blood, clean and build the blood. For somebody the most potent for iron, like strongman, what they call Guinean, that fight kill cancer cells. So the lifestyle of the world today, where so many people dying from different ailments and what's not, I think what we bring out is in a nature, the natural way of things that ain't have a side effects. As you have to bring it for the external, and the different cosmic things that you can put on your skin that are not hazardous to the skin and not toxin, because everything you put on your skin reach internally.
Yes.
So we need the proper thing for the skin and the proper thing for inside, because we as a natural being, and we have thing for the woman them that suffer from like fibroids and ovarian cysts. It's a womb cleanse, help for menstrual clots and pain, and asthma tonic, can get asthma tonic, and if you have toxin in the blood, after that can clean the blood. And the rosemary oil, or the oil from different herbs that you can put in your hair, and a little anointing and rubs, for different pain and different things. You can activate the charcoal for poison, for toxin, heavy metal. You can drink for get rid of heavy metal from your system, and organic food, because as I say, I'm an organic farmer still, so you can come out and get your fresh pineapple, fresh banana, green banana, because you can do your banana porridge and improvise on the local products that we have instead of, these fast food that actually causes a problem, So we bring in forth a lot of things that one can know, say, these things that we have, the resources that we have around we, can be formulated into products and medicine. So this is the perfect balance.
I love the focus on the natural remedies and using local things grown here in St. Kitts, and having people taking advantage of these things. As you listed out the different items that you'll have on sale on Sunday, do you have anything that is in high demand? Like you mentioned, you have things that would assist people with it was mentioned, that you have an item or a product rather that would assist people with alopecia. Do you have people who are, let's say, requesting a specific product to help them with a specific ailment, per se?
Yeah, womb cleanser.
Okay.
Yeah, many people suffering from fibroids and many other ailments in the womb, you know, cysts, ovarian cysts, and many other stuff, you know, I mean, clots and pain. So that one is more people come out for that one, and also the golden touch, where people suffering from diabetes, poor circulation of blood, and inflammation in the body, you know, yeah, aches and pain.
Yeah. We know we have a problem here. I think it's in neighbors with like non-communicable diseases and stuff. You have products that are aimed at, let's say, curbing that in terms of the high blood pressure, diabetes, all of these things.
What one have to realize, you have to in the start of a healthy lifestyle, you know what I mean, you have to refrain from certain things that you put in your mouth. You know what I mean? You have to start with what you put inside, you know what I mean, before you even think about getting the healing.
Okay.
You see, and a strong mind frame also. Because you can't just take the herb, use the herb and continue using and eating the things that cause the problem.
That is true.
You know what I mean? So it's a balance, because the medicine is food, but it's liquid food to help your immune system, you know what I mean, fight against these free radicals that cause inflammation.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. It is 11:13. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius, and in studio with me today is Ras Sankofa, Anastasia, and Jalutan, and we're talking about the upcoming organic farm happening this Sunday, May 5th, from 2 p.m. to 9 in the evening. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation for this morning.
On Sunday, May 5th, Gideon Force Organic Farm presents Organic Market, Ethiopian Victory Day Celebration, the development of agriculture for the protection of life and resources of our people. Happening at Gideon Force Organic Farm, Old Road from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Featuring poetry, speeches, games, drumming, and music by Jarai Sound and Billa Vibe Sound. Admission is $5 for adult entry only. Enough organic produce will be at the market. Food and drinks, crafts, crochet items, honey, natural skincare products, agro-processed items, and much more. All happening at the Organic Farm on Sunday, May 5th.
Welcome back to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius, and in studio with me today is Jerusalem, Anastasia, and Ras Sankofa. Ras Sankofa, we're talking about May 5th, Sunday, May 5th. Tell us about that.
Yeah, basically, the May 5th itself is a very special holy and holiday, where it's more of a holiday for us as Rastafari still. Give thanks to the Almighty Father who manifests through Yahshua Emmanuel and Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Sinai Kings of Kings and Lords of Lords, conquering line of the tribe of Yehuda. May 5th was the day that basically, after, first we have to start with 1895, the Battle of Adowa, where you had Menelik, who was emperor. He, being an ancient emperor, was able to defeat the Italian army, and that was the first time, you know, that in that part of the world there, a Western nation was defeated. You know, Haiti, maybe a little earlier, did it in the western part of the world, but in Africa, Ethiopia, and Ethiopia never been conquered, actually. They've been defeated in little fights, but they never been conquered. So here you have an eastern country in Africa defeating such a major world power at the time, Italy, which was great for the black nation still. And they was able to preserve their heritage. Ethiopia, I'm talking, the Habashian people and the Habashian Empire was able to preserve their heritage from that time. When they invaded Ethiopia, His Majesty was 3 years old at the time. They came looking for His Majesty, trying to destroy His Majesty because His Majesty was carrying the title of might and power of the Holy Trinity, baptized in that name. And then after they couldn't get to capture and destroy His Majesty, when His Majesty ascended to the throne of David, which was November 2nd, 1930, you know, at a different age 38 now, you know, right after that day, they came again to try to capture His Majesty and to destroy the Ethiopian Empire, knowing the history and the power that that empire have on the nations, because being the only free African state that was never conquered by another nation, that's a very high power meditation. So they came after His Majesty in 1935 on October 3rd, and then on May 5th, His Majesty was there on the battlefield for months, and then on May 5th, 1936, His Majesty departed and went, they would call it exile, but it was really a mission to free up His people.
Okay.
He was able to accomplish the mission after being in exile, they call it exile, so I will still use the same words for understanding, but after going on that mission, he came back in 1941, and the same day, May 5th, 1941, to free up his people and Ethiopia and re-establish the Ethiopian Empire, and to also reclaim his seat on the glory throne of King David. That is basically the history of May 5th. And in that speech, His Majesty said, let us not reward evil for evil. Let us celebrate in the way of Christ, the Messiah, and let us not reward evil for evil. You see, and he also told the Ethiopians not to harm or destroy anything from these persons who put us in bondage, and basically disarm them, and those who want to stay in the country, they could stay and live amongst our people, and the rest of them, let them go back to their country. So he didn't even have no more political prisoners. That's a great leader when you look at the way that he dealt with that, because they slaughtered millions, thousands of Ethiopian people. So now people might want to say, why you want to celebrate that day? Because His Majesty in that same speech told us to remember this day and also to keep it as a holiday. And the reason why he tells us to remember the day, because that was our Holocaust at the time as Ethiopian people.
Okay.
And the nations in the world were looking unto Ethiopia for their freedom at that time. So it's important for us to continue in that vein, knowing that we have that power with us, with His Majesty, defeating the Italians. And it showed great triumph for us, because after that His Majesty was able to free all the nations from Africa by being a part of the League of Nations, which was destroyed during that time because they didn't really deal with the matter properly, and the United Nations were created, and His Majesty was a founding member of the United Nations, and he was able to use that organization. Everything was articulately planned to free up Africa. That's the history of that situation there. Now we celebrate all those things. We celebrate the victory, we celebrate even the time that they had to go through the struggle, the 5 years of having that moment there in the wilderness, you could call it, because a lot of Ethiopians lose their life. And we celebrate the victory. So that's basically what we're going to be doing May 5th, to celebrate the victory. And how we decided to celebrate the victory was to have a fun day for the youths. They're going to come and play some sports. We also have musical talents going to be there. We have different artists that's going to be there. Sister Amy coming from Nevis. We have DC. We have me as an artist, and the house Yehuda Musical Foundations. We have poetry. We have different poets going to come to, and we have a steel pan rendition. So we have a day where we come together, and we created a market with it. At first, when we were celebrating, because it's over 20-something years we're celebrating this, we didn't have such a strong market. But because now Gideon Force have a market, and we're part of Tiwala, the House of David, and Gideon Force, now we decide to have a market on that day. And we reason with Luton, we were reasoning an organic market even before. We decided to have this market. And we came together, we needed a collaboration of persons who have vending, and so you have different amount of vendors. We have over 10 vendors that are gonna be there. If I call out all the names, it's just gonna take up a little time, but I still have to mention Ital Creations, because he been there from the creation of this element, and these 7 vendors that been there from the start, they're always with us, and we have some new vendors that's gonna be there now. So we give thanks for the opportunity to come forward. They're gonna have the speech that is made, the full speech is gonna be ready, and the youths I'm gonna read it in different segments, because it's important for persons who there to understand what was happening, the history of the time. Because it's not just a fun thing, it's also a fun thing, but it's not just a fun thing. It's a very historic moment for us as Rastafari, and we give thanks.
A great account of the historical events of May 5th and ensuring that people are aware of this information. So separate and apart from our conversation that is happening today, what other efforts have you been doing to ensure that people are aware of these historical events? And I assume that on Sunday, of course, you will be speaking more or sharing the information with the attendees about the historical events of May 5th.
Our organic market is usually on a Sunday. May 5th only falls once every 7 years on that day.
Okay.
So it falls in on that day. So we're having everything together. But what we usually do, we always have a May 5th activity, which is a spiritual activity. So if it's Monday, we take off from that day. We don't send our youth to school. We go on the farm and we give praises, and we have like a spiritual activity, and we also read the speech of His Majesty, and we reason about the timing and what happened in the past, and how we could not let what happened in the past happen again in the future. So we really have a celebration. It's usually 2 celebrations we have. On the day itself, and then the Sunday we have, that's closest to the May 5th, we have the organic market. So that's one way we do share the information, because we really having 2 events. That other event is a fully free event. We give away all the food, everything, and we just come together and have that glorious occasion to celebrate the victory of Ethiopia over the Italians and to remind us of the history. And then we also had an event up by the war that changed the world, we called it. And I was one of the speakers up at the ECCB at the college, where we actually invite students and other persons from the community to explain to them about this particular event that happened. And we also, in the past, have had different what we call it, radio programs to deal with the May 5th as well. So that's the way we have an educational program towards the May 5th, but now what we do in this program here, we conglomerate fun with the energy, the history, and we try to put everything together with a vegetable market as well, organic vegetable market as well, with different vendors. Yeah.
Awesome. Apart from, you mentioned in terms of having the different speeches and so on Sunday, and this and other radio programs, do you intend to, go out into the community or meet with younger people to share this information with them?
I think basically the best thing for us to do is actually go to the schools. Because sometimes, you give the information to the old person, and sometimes they hold it to themselves, they don't share it. So what we try to do now is reach the youth, because they're of age, where they could actually live longer and be able to present that information to somebody else in the future as well. Not forsaking the old either, because we have to cherish and honor them and respect them. So we also will divert that information to them because when we have events, because we have events geared specifically to old people, and that was the Elder Day, and we usually have these events around a timing that is relevant to our history, because during that time was His Majesty coming to the Caribbean. A lot of people didn't know about that. Even these elderly, before anything happened to them, we give them that history, and a lot of them didn't know about it. And it was such a great interaction, because some of them also knew about it. So when they spoke to them privately, some of them could have tell you more than you even knew, because they was actually around during that time. So it was a great way of actually corresponding with the elders and having them be part of the conversation still. Yeah.
Awesome. What other activities do you have to celebrate the historical events of May 5th.
Yeah.
So apart from this Gideon Force organic market, any other activities that you have surrounding this?
Yeah, this year we wanted to do something like that, have different activities leading up to this particular activities, but we usually wait until the time come.
Okay.
And then we decide to have a panel discussion, because we had that in the past as well, but we didn't do some of those activities. This time around, we're more focused on the organic market. But in the future, we would have more educational program. As I said, I think we're going to go into the school. That's going to be one of our major thrusts, and we will have different persons on the same day go and speak about that particular topic to either whether the General Assembly, which is that's the way I would want to approach it. But if we can't get permission for that, we go specifically to the history classes.
Awesome. It's 11:27. You're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. And if you're just tuning in, we're speaking about the historical events of May 5th and the upcoming organic market being presented by Gideon Force Organic Farm. And this is happening on Sunday, May 5th from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue our conversation here on The Edge 96.1. Let's take this break. We'll be right back.
On Sunday, May 5th, Gideon Force Organic Farm presents Organic Market, Ethiopian Victory Day Celebration, the development of agriculture for the protection of life and resources of our people. Happening at Gideon Force Organic Farm, Old Road from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Featuring poetry, speeches, games, drumming, and music by Jarai Sound and Billa Vibe Sound. Admission is $5 for adult entry only. Enough organic produce will be at the market. Food and drinks, crafts, kosher items, honey, natural skincare products, agro-processed items, and much more. All happening at the Organic Farm on Sunday, May 5th.
Fill your prescription from the comfort of your home or wherever you are in these 3 easy steps. 1. Take a picture of your prescription and send it to us via WhatsApp. 2. Place your order at least 1 hour before you come to pick up your medication. And 3. Bring your original prescription when you come to pick up your medication. To collect your medication at our Bird Rock branch, WhatsApp your prescription to 662-8623. And for pickup at our 4th Street branch, 662-2666. At Farm Care, your safety is our priority.
Let me see what I want for Mother's Day. You know what? I think a foot spa. That would be just right. Attention all businesses. Mother's Day is just around the corner, and it is time to show appreciation for the amazing moms in our lives. At ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, we invite you to reach out to your customers with our exclusive advertising opportunities, capture their attention, and make their Mother's Day shopping experience unforgettable. Don't miss out on this opportunity to celebrate moms and boost your sales with ZIZ. Call us at 465-2621 or visit our sales and marketing department and let us work with you to achieve your goals. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, connecting communities every day.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis, for the first annual Jesus in the City Parade and Festival on Saturday, May 18th, 2024 at the Warner Park Stadium. Celebrate love for God and love for people throughout the city with festive floats, live gospel bands, choirs, costumes, banners, and paraders filling the streets of downtown Bastille with praise and worship. The opening festivities kick off at 11 a.m. with the parade leaving Warner Park Stadium at 12 noon, moving along city streets and returning to the stadium for a grand gospel concert celebration. Enjoy music featuring special international guest artists, local bands, food and festivities for the whole family. Come lift up the name of Jesus in the city on Saturday, May 18th, 2024. To register your church, enter a float, secure a vendor booth, or to become a sponsor, visit jesusinthecity.com or call 662-8911.
Jesus in the city, in the air.
Welcome back to the conversation. You're listening to The Edge for Friday, May 3rd, 2024. We're talking about May 5th, the historical events of May 5th, and the upcoming organic farm being presented by the Gideon Force Organic Farm this coming Sunday. Again, that is from 2 to 9 p.m. We were having a very good conversation off the air, and I think we need to take it to the airwaves and of course get the feedback from the callers. We're talking about the production of local food, natural food, and us eating local. But before we go there, Rasankova?
Yeah, basically, I just it came to mind the vendors are not on the flyer, so I thought it was just important to note the vendors so that because they have their fans and the public might need to know who they are still. So we have confirmed for the event on Sunday, Sugartongue Organics, who is in the studio here with me, Lion of Judah Remedies, and House of Yehuda, which is me and my family and other brethren, Shiloh, and some other sisters and brethren. And we also have Nature's Best coming from Nevis. We have SPACS, that's Sandy Point Agricultural Cooperative Society. We have House of Yehuda, I mentioned that already, and Tax, that's with his arts and his craft them. And we also have Carla, who does some great clay products, and she was over there by the agricultural market as well. And I think it's Keepers of the Vineyard, that is Esther. She's going to also be there. And of course, Ital Creations. I think I said it already too. I just have to say it again because Judah really been there from the start. So we give thanks for the participation of the vendors over the years. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, as I said, we were talking about the production of local food because as I was reading the poster here, it says for the development of agriculture. And in St. Kitts and Nevis, we've been talking about the 25 by 2025 agenda, where the aim is to have our people consume food that is produced in the Caribbean, in St. Kitts and Nevis, local food. And earlier when we spoke, you guys made mention of a number of the local products that you have that let's say geared towards keeping you healthy, keeping you grounded. So I wanted us to have like a conversation on that, and of course in a few open the phone lines to hear from the callers. So with the event happening on Sunday, how does that and perhaps all of you can give your take on this, how does that tie into the 25 by 2025 agenda?
Well, is 100% for that kind of purpose in a sense still too, because all the vendors are homegrown, all the products are homegrown, and if not all, but most of the product is organic too. So naturally grown, because we try to promote the organic vendors at this event, being that we are organic farm, because you're always going to have the other type of farming. And sometimes we need to show the people them about the natural and the healthier way of life. Organic and naturally produced for the healthier way of life. That is basically our agenda, and how we line up that day now is being that most of the persons who come into the market is homegrown persons as well too. It's fully homegrown. We usually get some persons coming from other places who are not from St. Kitts, but they get to eat this food that is grown and actually marketed in St. Kitts as well too. And sometimes a vendor mightn't do the best at that particular market, but a product afterwards becomes so valuable for a particular person, so you just get additional customers. Because we find that happen many times. Our sales do increase after the market, our sales go skyrocketing. For a while we get new customers. So, and I feel like that happens for every vendor, so we encourage them to have that conversation with persons when they're selling with them. Look at everybody as a potential future customer, not just for the event itself. And when you do it like that now, you will increase in the sales over the period of time now. And that will also increase in the 2025 agenda, and the education about the organic is important as well too. And that to go on hands-on, because there's a part in the program where we actually let the vendors them explain their product and explain certain things like what we're doing now in a short just script or whatever they have there, the information. So we give thanks. It's connected. Yeah, it's fully connected.
Yeah. Anastasia, in terms of the 25 by 2025 agenda and local food production, your take?
All right. So for me, it's because of the work that we do at Sugartown Organics, where we are producing healthy products, topical as well as consumables. The 2025 agenda for us is very important for us locally because they're pushing that we eat more local. And one of the things that I always tell my customers when they come in for consultations is that the nutrients that you need are in the products, in the food that is grown in your location, right? We like to eat a lot of imported fruits, but those contain the nutrients that the people in the area where they are grown need. It's different for us here. Right? Our body needs different things, right? To get those things, you need to eat more local foods, and you eat those foods at the time when they're producing. So mango season when you eat mango, guava season when you eat guavas, and so on and so forth, because that's where you get your nutrition, right? First, I find a lot of us they tell them that they're eating this and they're eating that, but the disease that they're presenting is showing that they're not getting the nutrients that they're supposed to if they're eating as they're saying, right? And that's because they're not eating local stuff. They're eating imported stuff, which is not giving them what they need, right? So for me, the 25, that whole agenda, I think if we can get it up and running, and we can get the local to buy into it and to support eating the way we need them to eat, or where they need to eat to be healthy, I think that would be a really great thing for us to accomplish.
Solid points you made, because as we were saying off the air, a lot of the fruits and vegetables that we purchase that are imported, they're filled with a lot of chemicals and a lot of artificial, what they call them, additives to preserve their life on the shelf and all of these things.
Yeah, and they're uncircumcised.
That's another issue as well.
Before they're full and they're putting them to ripe, so by the time they get to you, they're the right color, but they're not mature fruits. And you're eating them and you're getting sick because you're eating what we call uncircumcised fruit.
I see what you mean, yeah. Basically eating it before it's time. Jalutan, you being there on Sunday, and how does your business support the production of local food and us eating natural things?
As a farmer, anything to do with food security, I support. Because we as a small nation of people, we need to realize what we have here. We have a fertile soil here that you don't have to put the seed inside under the dirt from it drop it go. And there's a reason for that. We have some secret mineral here on this land. That's why this land is called fertile land. We are even our volcano is different still. It don't actually run the lava, it turn the lava into rock and send it out. So we have some secret within our soil. So we have when we eat food that grow here, the mineral content of the food is very high. So eating our food that grow here, is very nutritious. So now, when we eat the food from overseas, we located here, on this equator land, we need that mineral from the land to sustain vitally. So we need to, when you consume this food, you get the proper nutrients that this land got to offer. That's why, as the Empress said, we got to eat our food that in a season here, to get the proper nutrients. That's why you see food and herbs go into season. For instance, during a flood season, there's certain herbs that just pop out the earth. Them are the herbs our body need. Food that rich in antioxidant, foods that rich in vitamin C. We get it from the land. That's what the land offer we. But with this organic market, we aim is to bring back people in tune with what they have. Because we pay attention too much at the things that we don't have. And neglect the things that we have here. For instance, we look outside for food to come in, but we have food here spoiled. You know what I mean? We have things like porcelain, but we look for import certain kind of greens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Foreign kale and these things. And porcelain, high in iron. You know what I mean? We have so much thing going wild here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every ailment of a person, your healing herbs grow around you.
Yeah.
So you're sick, just look out around you of what grows around you. You know what I mean? That's how the energy works. We are one with nature.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Ain't no separation. It's to bring back people to, it's like a rejuvenation about mind, soul and body.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. It's 11:44. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll open the phone lines and begin taking some calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. That's our overseas line. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to The Edge on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. We're also live on ZIZ TV as well as our social media platforms. Let's take this break.
On Sunday, May 5th, Gideon Force Organic Farm presents Organic Market, Ethiopian Victory Day Celebration, the development of agriculture for the protection of life and resources of our people. Happening at Gideon Force Organic Farm, Old Road from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Featuring poetry, speeches, games, drumming, and music by Jarai Sound and Billa Vibe Sound. Admission is $5 for adult entry only. Enough organic produce will be at the market. Food and drinks, crafts, crochet items, honey, natural skincare products, agro-processed items, and much more. All happening at the Organic Farm on Sunday, May 5th.
Fill your prescription from the comfort of your home or wherever you are in these 3 easy steps. 1. Take a picture of your prescription and send it to us via WhatsApp. 2. Place your order at least 1 hour before you come to pick up your medication. And 3. Bring your original prescription when you come to pick up your medication. To collect your medication at our Bird Rock branch, WhatsApp your prescription to 662-8623. And for pickup at our 4th Street branch, 662-2666. At Farm Care, your safety is our priority.
Let me see what I want for Mother's Day. You know what? I think a foot spa. That would be just right. Attention all businesses. Mother's Day is just around the corner. And it is time to show appreciation for the amazing moms in our lives. At ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, we invite you to reach out to your customers with our exclusive advertising opportunities. Capture their attention and make their Mother's Day shopping experience unforgettable. Don't miss out on this opportunity to celebrate moms and boost your sales with ZIZ. Call us at 465-2621 or visit our sales and marketing department and let us work with you to achieve your goals. ZIZ Broadcasting Corporation, connecting communities every day.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis, for the first annual Jesus in the City Parade and Festival on Saturday, May 18th, 2024 at the Warner Park Stadium. Celebrate love for God and love for people throughout the city with festive floats, live gospel bands, choirs, costumes, banners, and paraders filling the streets of downtown Bastille with praise and worship. The opening festivities kick off at 11 a.m. with the parade leaving Warner Park Stadium at 12 noon, moving along city streets and returning to the stadium for a grand gospel concert celebration. Enjoy music featuring special international guest artists, local bands, food, and festivities for the whole family. Come lift up the name of Jesus in the city on Saturday, May 18th, 2024. To register your church, enter a float, secure a vendor booth, or to become a sponsor, visit jesusinthecity.com or call 662-8911.
Jesus in the city, hands in the air.
Welcome back to The Edge on ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius. The phone lines are open, and we are taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. As I was saying, we're live on TV as well as our social media platforms. It is 11:48, so we wrap up just before noon for the midday newscast. As we wind down the conversation and await any callers who we may have, is there anything else that you guys would like to share with the general public as it relates to Sunday and any other event that you have coming up?
Well, basically, I just really wanted to share the level of cooperation, collaboration that we have as vendors really did try to do after the event. We don't just wait on the event before we communicate with one another. You know, I will support Judah business, and we do trading. Sometimes Judah give me materials to trade with. I also could get materials from Jalutan. And the sister here, actually, she had organized a summer camp, and my daughter went there at the time, and then she was able to start to make products from such an engagement, and then even now have our own business and economy making from such a event. And then she went back again the following year, and as a trainer, working with her at the event as a helper, trainer, whatever you want to call it. And so there's a level of cooperation and collaboration that the vendors have been able to establish amongst each other, differently than just doing it, waiting for the organic market, because the organic market only happens 4 times a year. So I respect that, and we appreciate the business that we try to do together. Not just these vendors who are here as well, but Ras Bank and me always work together. Sparks continuous marketing to each other, so we give thanks for that.
Sasha?
Yeah, just back up what Sankofa says. In the summer, I do we call it a creative immersion summer camp, where we teach entrepreneurship, creative entrepreneurship. A big part of it is environmental stewardship. So we teach them how to use nature, right? How to use it properly, how they can turn what they're doing with nature into a business, right? Something that they can earn money, even though they might be in primary school or they might be in high school or college, whatever. Something that they can use to earn money, right? But also contribute back to the economy, contribute back to the environment, and help do their part to keep it safe and healthy. And so for me, having networks like this is very important, because it doesn't just pull on my talent, right? It pulls on talent from other people, because Khaled's coming with a pottery. Khaled teaches at my camp pottery, right?
Okay.
And that's how we work together, because together we build, right? You don't build individually, together you build. And for me, having our community come together and work towards the next generation, inspiring them and supporting them coming up and doing good things is very important.
We have a caller on the line. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Devon.
Yes.
And greetings to the brothers and the sisters there. I love the program. Everything local. And I'm so glad that you are staying local, because with foreign fertilizer, we do not know what they are made from. But our local fertilizer is the best. And if we could check back years ago, how those mountain ground used to bear food, what they did, the weed, they chopped them up and they buried them in the ground. And what we could use here as our best fertilizer to use for food, because like human beings, what we eat, we are. And what plants them pull up from the earth, that's what they are. Cattle manure, donkey has, goat and sheep, guinea pig and rabbit. Those kind of manure there is the best fertilizer we can put in our soil. But not hog, dog and cat. Those three, them don't eat flesh. Cattle and has and donkey and goat and sheep, they don't eat flesh, they eat bush. And that is the best thing to return to our soil. So you are going good. Healthy business. Keep it that way. All the best. Thank you very much.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution to the program. We're still taking your call. Sorry, at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. As we await more callers, Jalutan, your closing comments on what we've talked about today.
Yes, give thanks. I support what the caller just say, yeah? Yeah, man. Because I use enough, same thing I do, cut my grass and put it down as mulch, you know, and my production is great, you know. May have no problem with my production, may have no problem with pests, you know, so we give thanks then. Yeah, for what the line of Judah have to offer, we have certain projects still in the making of where one can, is like bringing back our people to nature, you know, and the line of Judah farm, and our aim is to organize a rejuvenation center, because you have people out there who have many ailments and stress, you know, have a stress life, you know. We one can come and have be rejuvenate, you know what I mean, from the toxic world and the toxic liberty, you know what I mean, that we surround. You see it. We one can come and spend a moment, a time, a weekend, days, you know what I mean, in the hills and the farm. One can learn different how to cook ital and eat from the plants, learn the different herbs them, you know. Yeah. So and also teach ways we can incorporate like banana into fries, you know, green banana into porridge, instead of being, you know what I mean, buying certain things. We can use our resources into, and we can eat fancy too. You know what I mean, because instead of use the Irish potato where there's chemical and full of so much starch, and that is actually a real food, you know what I mean, we can use our local green banana and strips up in fries, you know, and we have the fries, you know what I mean, we can use the one tomato and incorporate into ketchup.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah. We have everything that around we just got to, you know what I mean, be grateful of what we have and find ways to incorporate what we have into our lifestyle. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. It is 11:57 and we're basically out of time, but I think we have a caller, so we'll take this last call so we could break in time for the midday news. Okay, we lost that one. Let me say thank you guys so much for joining me in the program for today. It was a healthy conversation in terms of what's happening this coming Sunday and the historical events of May 5th and what to expect from you guys as the vendors. But before we go, I want to share quickly. So this coming Sunday, the Gideon Force Organic Farm presents the Organic Market, and this is for the development of agriculture. Poetry, speeches, performances, games, drumming. It says that the admission is $5 for adults only. Yeah. That's really, really good. Free. All right. This takes place at the Gideon Force Organic Farm in Old Road, and it happens from 2 to 9 p.m. All right, see you guys on Sunday. Again, thank you guys so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. You've been listening to the Ed Sheeran ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. Before I close, I want to put out that today is World Press Freedom Day, and so I want to wish all of my media colleagues across St. Kitts and Nevis and the world happy World Press Freedom Day.
And I would just also need to say that today was the day I won my case, my historic case in 2019 against the government. And I represent myself, you know. So I give thanks for that constitutional win, and it's a victory for me that I have to celebrate. And I have to just give thanks to Dr. Alexander, who came by the courthouse for me and encouraged me to have a good time still. Give thanks.
Awesome. Dr. Alexander. And thank you so much for that reminder.
Yeah, give thanks.
All right, man, take care. Coming up next is the midday newscast. Stay tuned.